My name is Eileen Johnson. I work for Easter Seals and I'm a residential coordinator for 9 group homes. These group homes are for adults with severe and persistent mental health challenges, but they're in neighborhoods just like most of us live in. The difference is you don't see them out interacting with their neighbors. They're not involved in the community the way most of us are. So I'd like to bring you inside and let you learn a little bit more about the group home. We're inside one of our resident bedrooms, and as you can see, it's very comfortable, but it's also modest. Unfortunately, historically, mental health funding is one of the last items on the budgets. We try to do what we can to support folks, but it can be challenging because we want them to be involved and active. So let me show you a little bit more of the home and you can see what we do. So, like I said, let's look at a little bit more of what we do here in the group home. A lot of times folks are just watching TV, and honestly, all too often, they're sleeping. It can be challenging to get people involved and excited about day-to-day activities. One of the things we really try to encourage to build independence is being more involved in cooking. The problem is, trying to read a magazine or a cookbook for a recipe, it's hard for some of us. Maybe our clientele is even more in need of a visual learning experience. Having technology to be able to watch a recipe on YouTube and then come in and try it with staff assistance is much more effective. We try to sit down and do menu planning. Again, having a computer to look up recipes for diabetes, for heart health, for low sodium diets. It would be so much more interesting if they could go online and look this up than, again, going to a library. Activity is obviously very important for all of us, so we do try to encourage physical activity, mental activity, social activity. The problem is, quite often, the mental health challenges also come with symptoms such as anxiety in social situations. I am proposing that if we can bring technology, bring a computer, internet access into the home, they would have the option of social media, something we take for granted and we use every single day. These folks don't have that option. Maybe having the option to join a social group and have online support, even peer support. Taking a step further, telehealth. Now that we're involved in the COVID-19 lockdown, social lives for all of us are suffering, but these individuals also need to see health professionals. Having a computer in the home gives them the opportunity to do that with privacy, but still having a one-on-one connection with their providers. Now that I've had a chance to show you around one of our group homes and tell you a little bit more about what we do, I'd like to provide you with some research that further backs my proposal that developing contemporary media literacy skills could support client advancement toward independent living. In fact, now is certainly the time for change. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, virtual medicine has been described as finally shifting into overdrive after years of incremental progress. Data does demonstrate that digital technology can be beneficial for supporting health and wellness among disadvantaged populations. For example, motivational intervention for drug and alcohol use has been shown it can be just as effective as face-to-face versions of the same interventions. As for social media, the interaction between peers with mental health challenges might represent more naturally occurring peer support and as work as a forum for sharing experiences and advice in a less threatening venue. Individuals that live in residential facilities are disadvantaged by a lack of access to contemporary literacy. As Mills points out, oppression is experienced in many parts of the world in the form of inadequate educational provision for certain groups. Among those are those in poverty and with disabilities. Furthermore, increased access to literacy practices, including digital technologies, has been shown to often lead to better economic outcomes for those who are illiterate in more traditional literacies. So, what else do we need to make this happen? We need equipment and volunteers. The equipment we are hoping the community will help by donating. The volunteers are needed for training. So let me tell you what my ultimate plan is with your help, hopefully. Our position here is not to just take care of people, it's to help them become more independent. Ultimately, we want to encourage them to be able to move out into the community, live more independently, and I think modern technology is going to be that extra piece they need to help them do just that. Again, my name is Eileen Johnson. I'm a residential coordinator for Easter Seals UCP for mental health group homes. And I want to thank you for this opportunity to have spoken with you about my mission and proposal, and to please consider joining us in our effort toward opening group home doors with technology. Please feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is at the bottom of the screen. Again, thank you very much.